Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in to another video where it is time for match week number 4 of the 21-22 Premier League season. The international break is coming to an end and now we have match week number 4. Whether this will derail some teams or do anything else, we shall find out. But let's have a quick look at how everyone did in match week number 3. I only got 4 points. Really poor week for me. No perfect scores at all. So that was not good for at all. Top scorers. There were 2 in the comments. There was James Dunlop with 12 points and Reese Woods with 12 points. Very, very well done to Reese and James for that very good score. It was a very, very tricky week. It was as well. So, before we begin, please hit the like button, please hit that share button, and please hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 1.5k. So if we can get there by the end of September, that'd be absolutely fantastic. And I know we can do it. I know we can do it. So the first game to preview and predict is Crystal Palace against Tottenham. Ooh, very interesting one, this one. 2 draws and 3 wins to Tottenham. And the last draw was a 1-1 draw between the sides. Crystal Palace getting a very good 2-2 draw against West Ham in the last game. Conor Gallagher playing really, really well as well. And I have to say, they have made a very shrewd signing in Odsonne-Edouard. Is he the striker to get them goals? I can actually say this now. I think it will be, he could be the star that gets them goals. I really, really do. It's a very good signing for Palace, and actually I think they've had a very good window. I think they were very, very good. Very good window for sure as well. Tottenham, well, I have to say, 3 wins from 3, which is very, very good. However, yes, I know they've won 1-0 the last 3 games. However, there's 2 players that look like they could be getting fined. Christian Romero is one of them, and Giovanni Lo Celso went on international duty without permission, and obviously they will miss the game against Crystal Palace as well. So obviously they have to quarantine when they come back as well. So that's not been a very, very good way to, kickstart the week for the Spurs fans. But they're top of the league, sitting on 9 points. But has the international break come at the wrong time for Tottenham? I'm going to say it has, because I'm going to go for a very shock scoreline here. And I'm going to go for Crystal Palace 1, Tottenham 0. I actually think Palace could win their first game under Patrick Vieira. I really, really do. I feel that the way that they played against West Ham to get that 2-2 draw, I think was very, very good. They just need to put that into wins now, and I do think that this game has probably come at the wrong time for Tottenham, considering that the international break has just come and gone, and I think it came at the wrong time for them. So we will see. But I'm going Crystal Palace 1, Tottenham 0. And now 2 sides who definitely needed the international break. Arsenal against Norwich City. 3 wins to Arsenal and 2 draws. The last result was a 4-0 win to Arsenal. Well, Arsenal are bottom of the table. Yes. Well, basically, what can I say about Arsenal? Not great. I think that's the first thing to say. They lost 5-0 to Manchester City. They had 19% possession in that game. That's the lowest of any Arsenal side that I can remember that's ever had 19% possession. Granit Xhaka is a bloody liability. Always seems to get sent off. This one in particular was an absolute disgraceful challenge. He's in the air, 2 feet. Yes, I know the City player makes a meal of it, but if he dives like that, you're always going to get a red card. You're always going to get a red card, unfortunately. And after that, they just gave up as well. Defensively, they are an absolute shambles. Were Arsenal to lose this, I think Mikel Arteta loses his job. There's already been talk that Conte is going to potentially come in to replace him. But is Antonio Conte the right man for Arsenal? I think he is, but the problem you've got is that he is not really patient with Arsenal. Well, he wasn't patient with Chelsea. He wasn't patient with Inter Milan. I don't think that's a good way of saying it. Yeah, there's talk that he was going to go to Tottenham before obviously Nuno went. Imagine that, Conte and Daniel Levy. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. But Conte would be walking into a bit of a nightmare because this Arsenal squad is just simply not good enough. Not good enough. I mean, they were the biggest spenders of the window, but basically they've spent 152 million on players who haven't really improved them. So that's a big worry for Arsenal fans. Norwich City, on the other hand, I know they lost 2-1 to Leicester, but actually they were unlucky. They had a goal ruled out by VAR, which was probably just a little bit harsh, in my opinion. It could have been a 2-2 draw. But you know what, Norwich, I feel, obviously they've signed Ozan Kabak. He'll probably make his Premier League debut for Norwich City, but even then, I just think Norwich have got too much to do to survive as well. I am going to go for an Arsenal victory, and I am going to go for a 2-0 win to Arsenal. I do think Arsenal will get their first win on the board and probably get out of the relegation zone. I mean, it's not even funny anymore because Arsenal are just in a big predicament, and I do think Arsenal will beat Norwich by 2-0. And now we have very impressive Brentford against Brighton. Now, the last 5 meetings this would have been obviously in the Championship. It's 2 wins to Brentford, 2 draws and 1 win to Brighton. The last result was a 3-3 draw. I don't think we'll get that, but I can tell you something, it's going to be a very interesting game. Brentford getting a very good 1-1 draw with Aston Villa. Ivan Toney has finally arrived to the Premier League. He got his first goal of the season. It was a great finish. It was a very good high into the roof of the net as well. And I have to say, I think Brentford have had a good window as well. You know what? 5 points from their first 3 games, I think, is very good. Very impressive as well. And you know what? They're back in front of their home fans as well. So, home fans behind them. And you know what? If they get 8 points from their first 4, I think that's a very good start for Thomas Frank and his players. Brighton, I mean, they did beat Burnley by 2-1, but just quite recently they've lost their way a little bit. I mean, they did lose 2-0 to Everton as well, which was a bit of a surprise, I have to say. But they did beat. Actually, they've got 6 points. They've got 6 points from their first 3. I think that's a good start for Brighton. I think that's a very good start for Brighton. This game, though, I think Brentford are going to get the 3 points here. I'm going to go for Ivan Toney to score this one as well. So I'm going to go Brentford 1, Brighton 0. I do think it'll be a 1-0 win to Brentford. I think it'll be a very tight game, but I just think Brentford's class will have too much for Brighton as well. And now we have a very interesting matchup at the King Power Stadium. It is Leicester City against Manchester City. 4 wins to Leicester, 4 wins to Manchester City, and 1 win to Leicester. The last result was a 2-0 win to Manchester City. Leicester are coming off the back of a 2-1 win over Norwich. Very good win, that one, actually. They didn't play particularly great. I mean, Jamie Vardy is still scoring goals for fun. Even at the age of 34, you can't count him out for potential golden boot. You really can't. I think he's been a very good servant for Leicester, and he's banging in the goals. And obviously Mark Albrighton, fantastic strike, that one, but low, drilled into the bottom corner. So a lovely win for Leicester away at Norwich as well. Man City put 5 past Arsenal the last game week as well. But you have to worry about their lack of striker. They haven't got a striker. So who's going to play? I mean, Ferran Torres has played there. Raheem Sterling has played there. Is Pep going to maybe put Jack Grealish there? It's a very interesting thing of it. But obviously, I do think Manchester City are the I think this is a very tricky one to predict because Leicester City have had a good start to the season. I think they would be happy with the way they've started. 6 points from a possible 9. Yes, I know West Ham was a bit of a dodgy defeat as well, but I mean City are, they got 6 points as well, so it's a very tricky one to call. But I'm going to go for a Man City away victory here. I think that Man City will win this one, and I'm going to go for a narrow 1-0 win to the Citizens. I just think that Man City will just have too much for Leicester. Leicester City 0, Manchester City 1. And now we have Manchester United against Newcastle United. 4 wins to Manchester United and 1 win to Newcastle United. The last result was a 3-1 win to Manchester United. Well, United fans, deadline day approached and you have got Mr. Ronaldo. He is back at Old Trafford. Look, I think it's a fantastic signing for Manchester United, and it's a fairy tale story. Ronaldo going back to Old Trafford to end his career, I think that's a fantastic move. It doesn't solve their midfield problems. I still think their midfield is weak at this moment in time. But however, when the chance comes to sign Cristiano Ronaldo, and if I'm being honest, I know that City were in for him, but I never saw him going to City. I never saw that coming. Never saw him going to Manchester City in a month of Sundays. It was always going to be Manchester United that he was going to go back to. And he's obviously got his number 7 shirt back as well. He's just broken the all-time scoring in international football as well. So this guy will score goals. He will score goals. Will he start? That's a different story. I don't think he will, because I think he's had to potentially quarantine as well, but it'll be a very, very good day at Old Trafford. I do think the TV companies have had a little bit of a own goal here. They've not got this game on TV for sure. But Manchester United, a very good window. Varane, Sancho, and of course Ronaldo. However, I thought they were a little bit fortunate against Wolves. If Wolves had a proper recognised striker, I think they'd probably go on and win that game. But Manchester United, it's a very good victory at Wolves. They managed to get the 1-0 win. Greenwood again, who has been absolutely magnificent recently. So, all roads really lead to Manchester United win. Newcastle United 2-2 with Southampton. Didn't play great again, but Callum Wilson getting a very good goal. Allan St-Maximin as well, getting a really good finish as well. But Newcastle have conceded another penalty. How many penalties are they going to concede this season? And you know what? The last place you want to go to when you have been conceding penalties is Old Trafford. And I honestly do think that Manchester United will be on the end of a victory in this one. And I'm going to go for a very, very high scoring game. I'm going Manchester United 4, Newcastle United 1. I just have a feeling Manchester United will be too strong for the Magpies here. And then we move on to Southampton against West Ham. The last 5 meetings in the Premier League have resulted in 4 wins to West Ham and 1 draw. The last result was a 0-0 draw between the sides. Southampton getting a 2-2 draw against Newcastle. And I have to say, James Ward-Prowse was a very good player in this game. Obviously getting the penalty to equalise for Southampton, and it was a good result for them in the end, because they'll be kicking themselves how they managed to be on the end of a 2-1 and then obviously get the penalty as well, which was obviously the good result for them as well. But they'll be been a tricky start for Southampton, you'd have to say as well. West Ham, 2-2 against Crystal Palace. Mikel Antonio and Fornals scoring as well. If West Ham can keep Antonio fit, he'll be there or thereabouts, I think, for potential Golden Boot, I would say. But the problem is he just needs to get fit and stay fit for the rest of the season as well. For this game, I think West Ham will be too strong for Southampton. I am going to go for a 2-0 win to the Hammers in this one. And now we have Watford against Wolves. There's been only 4 meetings in the Premier League era, and it is 2 wins to Watford and 2 wins to Wolves. The last result was a 2-1 win to Watford. Watford coming off the back of a 1-0 defeat to Tottenham. They'll be pretty pleased, I think, with the start of the season. I know they've lost the last 2 games, but they've been to teams where, okay, Brighton is probably the exception, but Tottenham, I don't think they were expected to get anything from Tottenham. But I will say now, I think Watford have started the season pretty well as well. Wolves, pointless and scoreless as well. But they'll be kicking themselves how they managed to lose to Manchester United. I mean, look, Manchester United weren't great in that game, and Wolves, if Adama Traore had end product, he would be a £100 million player. It's as simple as that. Yeah, it's as simple as that, because Adama Traore is a very, very good player, but his end product is really lacking, for sure. So, because of how many chances Wolves actually had to beat Manchester United, I'm going to say that they will get their first win on the board at Watford. I'm going to go for Watford 1, Wolves 2. I think Wolves will get an away win here at the expense of Watford. And then we have Chelsea against Aston Villa. 3 wins to Chelsea, 1 draw and 1 to Villa. The last result was a 1-1 draw between the sides. Chelsea getting a 1-1 draw with Liverpool at Anfield. And to be fair, I thought defensively they were absolutely outstanding. Yes, I know they went down to 10 men as well. Obviously, the Reece James red card did change the game. Kai Havertz got the opening goal, a really good header as well. It does come off his shoulder, but it is a good finish. It is a very, very good finish from Kai Havertz as well. And I have to say, I think Chelsea are the team to beat this season. From all the teams that I've actually watched so far this season, I think they are the team to beat. Yes, I know it's early to say that. I know it's very, very early to say that. But it is really, really interesting to see what we'll see as well. But I actually do think that they are the team to beat. Aston Villa, well, they've been put into a bit of it's not controversy, but it's a bit of confusion because Emi Martinez and Emi Buendia both went to Argentina, and they were dragged off the pitch against Brazil, so they'll miss this game as well. They'll have to quarantine as well. So Aston Villa without their best goalkeeper, and without one of their best players as well, I can really only see a Chelsea win in this one. I really, really do. So I'm going to go for a Chelsea 2, Aston Villa 0. And now we have one of the biggest rivalries, I would say, in English football that we all remember. The Sunday game is Leeds United against Liverpool. The last 5 meetings in the Premier League have resulted in 2 draws and 3 wins to Liverpool. The last result was a 1-1 draw between the sides. And if everyone remembers, this game took place when all the uncertainty over the European Super League was taking place. So we never knew what league Liverpool were going to be in. We never knew what was going to happen with that as well. So really, really interesting to see. But Leeds, again, kicking themselves. It's been a very tough start for them. 2 points from their first 9. It has been a very, very tough start. However, they have signed Dan James to give them a little bit more firepower up front as well. And again, Dan James is a very good player. His end product it does let him down. So he's going to Leeds. He's got Raphina, he's got Rodrigo, and he's got Bamford. So they will be wanting him to do well. I do expect him to make his debut against Liverpool. I think he will make his debut as well. Liverpool 1-1 draw with Chelsea. The best thing about that game was probably Harvey Elliott. I think Harvey Elliott was absolutely magnificent yet again. Matip had Lukaku in his back pocket as well. And you know what? It's a good point, but I'm disappointed. We should have probably taken advantage of 10 men. But then again, I thought Chelsea were very, very good defensively. We just lacked something in that game as well. Firmino is still out as well, so remains to be seen what the cause of his injury will be. But I have to say, this is going to be a very, very interesting game. It'll be nice to see Elland Road with fans again. I am going to go for a Liverpool victory. I think Liverpool will have too much for Leeds. I'm going to go for Leeds United 1, Liverpool 3. I think Liverpool will have too much for Leeds United. And we move on to the Monday night football, which is Everton against Burnley. 2 wins to Everton, 2 wins to Burnley, and 1 draw. The last result was a 2-1 win to Burnley. Everton getting a very good 2-0 win over Brighton in the last match week as well. But Seamus Coleman is injured, so it'll be interesting to see who they play at right back as well. But Damari Gray has started the season like a house on fire. Another goal for him. Very, very good finish he took him away as well. There was a bit of, a bit of argy-bargy between Richarlison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin over that penalty, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin is the penalty kick taker. He managed to get the goal as well, so that was a good win for Everton because it's a tricky place to go to, the Amex. It is a really, really tricky place to go to. Burnley, well, Chris Wood has now scored the 30,000th Premier League goal, which is absolutely magnificent for a Burnley player, for sure. He didn't know much about it because it was a shot hit by Jay Rodriguez. It was kind of trickling wide. If it doesn't go off Chris Wood, it doesn't go anywhere near the back of the net. Melly should do better, but it was a good finish. But Burnley, it has been a very tricky start to the season as well. It is 1 point from 9, so it's going to be really, really interesting. But Rafa's got his men fired up. Still weird saying Rafa's men. It really, really is. But I do think Everton are going to win this one. Everton 2, Burnley 0. So that is it. That is match week 4 done and dusted. As I have said, leave your predictions in the comment section down below. And like Reese Woods and James Dunlop, you will get a shout out in the next video. So I will go for my predictions very, very quickly. Crystal Palace 1, Tottenham 0. Arsenal 2, Norwich 0. Brentford 1, Brighton 0. Leicester City 0, Manchester City 1. Manchester United 4, Newcastle United 1. Southampton 0, West Ham 2. Watford 1, Wolves 2. Chelsea 2, Aston Villa 0. Leeds United 1, Liverpool 3. And Everton 2, Burnley 0. So that is it. That is match week number 4 done and dusted. As I have said, leave your predictions in the comment section down below. And we will see what happens in match week number 4. Obviously, Leicester City, Manchester City, Leeds United, Liverpool. Probably 2 of the games to watch out there. And obviously, it will be Ronaldo watch for Manchester United fans. And probably everywhere around the world as Ronaldo makes his long second coming debut at the home of the Stretford End. But until then, it's goodbye from me. If you do like the content, please hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video as well, and we will see what happens in these games. The international break is over. Club football is back. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye for now.